Let's go Dolphins! The heat is on behind the scenes at the Miami Dolphins, and I've got some important things to lay out for you here today. We all know the Dolphins are pushing hard to reach the Super Bowl, and for that to happen, Mike McDaniel needs a championship-caliber roster. But there's something critical that the fans need to pay close attention to: Tua Tagovailoa. The fan base is split on him. Some believe all he needs is a stronger offensive line, and he can take this team all the way. Others see a quarterback with a capped ceiling who might not be able to lead us to a Lombardi. And honestly, it's not black and white, but it's time we talk about the numbers, the moments, and what truly separates the good quarterbacks from the elite. And by the way, Greer should have been gone a long time ago. He's still hanging on, but that's a whole other issue. I'm going to break down everything I've uncovered. But before we dive deeper, make sure you hit that like button, but only if you're a real Miami Dolphins fan. And if you've been riding with this team for more than 20 years, drop a comment saying, "Go Dolphins! Meu coração sangra aqua y laranja." So let's get into it. Armstead, former Dolphins offensive tackle, went on national TV and dropped a bomb. He doubled down on something a lot of fans and analysts have ridiculed: the comparison between Tua Tagovailoa and Drew Brees. Yeah, you heard that right. He said, and I quote, "I've seen it in close proximity. We've seen him improve since his rookie year. He leads the league in completion percentage every year. He wasn't done." Armstead believes 2025 is the year Tua takes that next step, particularly in leadership, fourth quarter performance, and 2-minute drill execution. That's the key right there, the fourth quarter. That's where legends are made. So the question becomes, how has Tua really performed in those crunch time moments? The answer might shock you. Since Mike McDaniel took over in 2022, Tua has had 49 dropbacks in games where the Dolphins were trailing by 1 to 8 points during the final 5 minutes of regulation or overtime. That ranks tied for 20th in the league. Not awful, but not great either. Completion rate, just 54%. Yards per attempt, a worrying 4.88. And here's the gut punch. He ranks 45th out of 49 qualified quarterbacks in that stat. His passer rating, 64.6. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. These are not the numbers of a quarterback ready to take over games when it matters most. But here's where it gets complicated. Because when you line up Tua's numbers next to some of the NFL's biggest names, guys like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Trevor Lawrence, the story starts to shift. Rodgers has nearly identical numbers. Mahomes, worse yards per attempt. Lawrence, a lower completion rate. Even Jalen Hurts has a passer rating of 26 with 0 touchdowns and 3 picks in the same situations. It's a league-wide struggle. Crunch time isn't easy for anybody. But still, if Tua wants to be the guy, our guy, he has to improve in these moments. Let's look at the wins and losses. Since 2022, Tua has 5 comeback wins in these scenarios: Baltimore in 2022, the Chargers and Cowboys in 2023, and both the Jaguars and Jets in 2024. But the losses tell the other side of the story. The Texans, the Bills, the Chiefs in Germany, and of course, the meltdown on Monday night against an AFC South opponent where we blew a 14-point lead with just minutes to go. That one still hurts. Some of those losses weren't all on Tua: poor blocking, bad routes, missed assignments. But some were, like the misfire to Cedric Wilson or the critical pick in Houston. Then there's the infamous Chase Claypool play against Buffalo in Week 18. You know the one. Even when Tua delivered, like the dart to Tyreek Hill to beat the Cowboys, it often felt like he was trying to shake off ghosts of past failures. And that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Is Tua capable of rewriting the narrative when the pressure is at its highest? Can he flip the script in 2025? Because let's be real, as much as some fans don't want to hear it, this team's Super Bowl hopes live and die with Tua's ability to command the moment late in games. It's not about throwing for 400 yards when we're up by 14. It's about making the right read, the perfect throw, with 2 minutes left and the season on the line. Armstead sees it. He believes it. But belief isn't enough. Not anymore. It's time to show it. Because if you're still with me, Dolphins fans, then you know we're not done unpacking this. You're here because you want the truth, not fluff, not hype, the real, raw look at what this team is, and more importantly, what it could become. So let's continue breaking this down. When we talk about Tua Tagovailoa's next frontier, we're talking about mastering those moments that define champions: the game-winning drive, the clutch fourth-quarter comeback, the poise in chaos. And right now, if we're being brutally honest, that's where Tua is still coming up short. The numbers are one thing, but they don't even tell the full story. Think about the missed opportunity in Germany against Kansas City, down 7, 1:17 left, ball at the 31. You've got the weapons. You've got the chance. But the result? A misfire to Cedric Wilson that ended it all. Moments like that aren't just forgettable stats. They're burned into the memory of fans. That was supposed to be our international statement win. Instead, it was another letdown. And then there's the Buffalo game in Week 18. The stage was set. A home crowd, playoff seeding on the line, under 2 minutes left. Tua has the ball, a chance to tie it or win it. Instead, that infamous Chase Claypool moment, but let's be real, the entire drive was flat. That's what stings, because these aren't losses against juggernauts where we were just outclassed. These were winnable games. Games where our quarterback just didn't deliver. Yet despite all of this, there's still reason to believe, because we've also seen glimpses, flashes of the Tua that Armstead believes in. Remember the Baltimore comeback in 2022? The absolute clinic he put on with Tyreek and Waddle, flipping a 21-point deficit into one of the most exciting wins in franchise history. That wasn't a fluke. That was raw talent, execution, and guts. That's the Tua we need. Every single time. And it's not like the system isn't set up for him to succeed. Mike McDaniel has built this offense around Tua's strengths. He's got 2 elite wide receivers, a solid tight end rotation, and when healthy, a competent run game. But the inconsistency late in games is a pattern that we can't ignore. A 64.6 passer rating in clutch situations isn't going to get us past the Chiefs. It won't outduel Josh Allen. It won't beat Lamar or Burrow in the playoffs. And let's not forget the overall context. While Tua's clutch performances sit in the middle of the pack, other QBs with fewer weapons are outperforming him. C.J. Stroud, a rookie, put up a passer rating of 126 in the exact same scenarios. Lamar Jackson, always a threat in crunch time. Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow, they're converting. Meanwhile, we're still hoping Tua can just hit the open man on 3rd and short when it matters most. It's not just about numbers. It's about command, confidence, that innate presence a quarterback has when he steps onto the field late in the 4th quarter, and everyone, from fans in the stands to defenders on the field, knows he's about to end the game. That's what Mahomes has. That's what Brady had. That's what we're still waiting to see from Tua. And look, some of you will say, what about the O-line? Or what about the defense? And those are fair points. But great quarterbacks transcend chaos. They make plays when it matters most. They don't need perfect conditions. They create them. So this year, no more excuses. If Tua wants to be paid like an elite quarterback, he needs to play like one, especially when it's 4th quarter, down by 6, season on the line. And let me make this crystal clear. This isn't hate. This isn't an anti-Tua agenda. This is accountability. Because Dolphins fans deserve more than first-round exits. We deserve more than moral victories and stat padding. We want banners. We want rings. And Tua is the centerpiece of that dream, but only if he evolves into the guy who delivers under the heaviest pressure. This is the season where it all comes to a head. McDaniel's system is no longer new. The roster is built. The excuses are running thin. Greer is still around, unfortunately, and his time should have been up already. But that just puts even more pressure on the field, because now it's not just about potential, it's about results. Real ones. So I'll leave you with this. If we get to January, and it's a cold road playoff game with 2 minutes left on the clock, and the Dolphins are trailing by 4, do you believe Tua can drive down that field and win it? Let me know in the comments. And if you're fired up about this season and want more deep dives like this, hit that subscribe button, smash the like if you haven't already, and check out the videos on screen for more breakdowns on your Miami Dolphins. Go Dolphins!